Good evening, and welcome back to Savannah by Night here on the Midnight Dispatch. It is, of course, not the only thing that we are collectively involved in. Jamie, where are you on Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, you can find me at 7:30 Central at Top Down Tabletop. Join me for the next couple weeks as they, for some reason, let me sit in the GM chair as I'm running a Kids in Capes mini series. Last night, my teens were up to no good in the gym after hours and met them, the creatures of nightmare. Got powers, went to detention, and are now heading to the airport where they have been spotted before.
Hmm. That sounds like a typical day in high school.
Mhm.
The detention part, anyways. Anywho, moving on. Martel, where are you on intermittent Fridays?
Intermittent Fridays. As a matter of fact, this Friday, you can find me at Knights of Silvermoon, where we have got a blockade to run. Playing Star Wars, folks. Gonna be a good time.
And Sam, I believe you're doing something on this Friday as well.
Yes, this Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on my channel, Smoggles 11, and I'll be playing Quarantine Zone, which is think Papers, Please, and That's Not My Neighbor except you're trying to make sure people aren't infected with the zombie virus. So, of course, all comes down to me, which means only good decisions are ever going to be made. I do have
Sam, you have
one
access
more.
to a soundboard where you could have put in crickets there for just a second.
That'll be in post. I do have one more announcement, which is that Savannah by Night episodes are continuing to show up on our YouTube. We're recovering those old transmissions, so if you are wanting to catch up, they are continuing to release a new old episode every day.
And if there is nothing else, let's tell a fucking vampire story. Last time on Savannah by Night, Ellie paid a long overdue visit to Aman, the monstrous Nosferatu elder that resides in the most brackish and rough-hewn depths of the Warrens. There, the young sewer rat was about to glean a few facts about the history of the city, namely, that the Sabbat were Savannah's first vampiric tenants, and were burned out by both Sherman's March and the Camarilla during the Civil War. Though Ellie was given little time to process that revelation, as Amon pressed them for an update on their task in learning more about the New Bloods. Kate brought Cora and Belle to a rooftop pool at one of the quieter hotels during this part of the season. When finally pressed about the strange trio of singers, Bell revealed that those three were from a small kindred bloodline and searching for their lost sire, the woman that used to be attached to the seneschal, Alden. The timing seemingly coinciding with Chris's embrace. This led to them discussing the nature of their own respective embraces, the meticulous nature of one, the reckless tendencies of another, and the simple happenstance of the other. As Alden was heading back out into the wilderness to scour for more Sabbat, he directed Artem to bring Chris to Wormslow, due to it being the most defensible place in the entire county. It appeared many had the same thought, as Elysium was not only on high alert, but much of Savannah's nighttime denizens were present, though in a far more subdued mood than usual. Vega soon corralled Artem into a walk of the grounds, where she proceeded to draw attention to the fact that most people often ask how many one has killed, and rarely does someone ever ask why. Perhaps on this night, or in the nights to come, some of you will be able to answer that question on your own. But in the meantime, let's check back in with our errant Toreador. Let's do a quick bit of bookkeeping to catch you up first.
Mm-hmm.
Upon waking up, you have to spend 1 point of blood. If you are intending to be around mortals and wish to look like one of them, you would need to spend another for a blush of life. But it does last the entire evening.
Mhm.
Willpower. This is something you really had to deal with. You regain 1 automatically.
Yes.
If you are still in deficit, I am willing to hear arguments.
Well, as I was not here last time, I feel like I still need to earn it back.
Well, you can provide argument for what happened the previous night, because that's what we're catching you up on. So your
I
night's
don't have
just
one
starting.
prepared.
Mhm.
I don't have an argument prepared.
Mm.
So I'll hold on to I have 3 out of my 4.
Okay. I'll give you something to mull over,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me how this fits for her. She just managed a small crime.
Yes.
Is that a backslide into addiction or a step forward?
In some ways, the act of committing a robbery, a theft like that is old Poppy, but the way she stole stuff is so singularly her vibe, if that makes sense. Like the fact that she stole this very high fashion item through seducing some people and causing a distraction, that feels very her, as opposed to who she used to commit crimes with. His methods were quite a little less organic, if that makes sense. So I could see that being like a Girl Scout patch for her. Like, did crime her own way.
For her own needs and wants.
Yes. Yeah, just her own, really.
While she did have
Yeah.
to satisfy the criteria of someone else, the actual crime, the means, the ends, all her decision.
Very true. So yeah, in that way, I think that could have been a very freeing experience for her.
Okay. I'll give her 1 back for that.
Okay.
Experience. You get 2 for the completion of an evening. I'd have to go to our resident venture to tally up how many we actually should have in total.
32.
I was right. Excellent.
And as your evening begins, I believe it's the 18th today. Is that correct?
It is the 18th, a Sunday, I believe.
You have a few days until a very potentially big event in your life, should you choose to care about it at all.
Yes. Poppy has a birthday coming up, or an unbirthday.
Okay, then. Well, that might be something that she needs to consider, especially
She's a
amid...
Leo, which we know.
I'm sure that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But given all the rigmarole with the heightened security, the Sabbat threat, the ideas of mudmen roaming about, whether she actually plans anything for that or sits alone at home or finds someone special to share that day with, that's something she has time to figure out.
Yeah. I do.
But until then, what's your first thought for the start of this evening?
She'll start as she usually does. She kind of bookends her nights nowadays by playing lump in chess, and kind of will send like an emoji, just like a waving emoji, and then send her move as she's kind of getting ready for the evening. She'll also text Heidi to see if she wanted to hang out this evening
Okay.
or tomorrow.
It takes a little bit of time to get one back. She goes, I'm getting ready for the start of proper classes, but we can find some time maybe tomorrow night.
Sure. She'll text back, sure. Smiley face. Pajama selfie. I'm already in my pajamas.
Are you sending one along with your question in order to try and promote her responding the same way? Or are you just sort of trying to solicit the picture with no incentive?
I don't think there's any incentive
Mm-hmm.
to her sending the picture. I think she just wants to like share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the question is, can I send you a picture? Is that... I'm trying to understand
Oh,
the wording here. Are you asking
no,
her to send you a
I
picture, or are
already
you...
said, I would just
Oh, I
say
see.
that she sends a selfie to Heidi.
I
Just be like,
see.
I'm already in my PJs. Like, haha, lol, I'm so
Mhm.
silly. I don't know. Just
Mhm.
kind of,
Trying to play it off.
yeah.
She's gonna send one of her, and it's sort of like a mirror selfie, but it's facing the bed that she's sitting on in like sweatpants and oodles of papers and textbooks and things that she's trying to collate in some semblance of non-chaos.
Poppy will just reply, that's my adorable art student. And she'll get out of bed and start getting ready.
Which she sends back is a little emoji that looks of someone who's like starting to go red in the face, sweat.
Perfection. She'll let that be for a little bit. And for the evening, she'll get dressed up in just some jeans and a nice shirt that's kind of this, I guess, kind of a gray lilac, purpley, lacy thing. Little bohemian vibe, a little bit of an ABBA vibe, kind of a combo of disco and Blake Lively, but not the bad parts.
Of ABBA?
No.
I gave you an out.
You did.
So, getting dressed up to do what? What's your plan for tonight?
Well, first she wants to find, I think she wants to find, well, Nico first, if she can catch him.
I
And
should
then
stop you there for
Clarice.
just a moment.
Yeah.
You do have a new text group that started.
Oh, Yes, Ellie's new text group.
With all the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is there. Tabby would not be. And not that Tabby's been able to respond. Seemingly they are no longer in network.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they're on Verizon.
Listen. I'm struggling. It's fine.
But you now have Ellie in the group with Chris, which is already an interesting proposition. The last messages were Ellie starting the group chat with, "Hey, it's Ellie. By the way, does anyone have Havel's number?" Artem had responded with, "Here's the number. She's cool. Don't be a dick."
Incredible.
I believe that was the gist of it.
Incredible. Poppy will just in the group chat will say, "Oh, fresh new group chat. Happy Sunday, everybody." And then she'll also text Ellie separately to be like, she'll send a voice memo. She'll be like, "Hey, bud, just wanted to first of all say thanks for creating a group chat with everybody. It makes things so much easier. And also, how did you get everybody's number? Though maybe I shouldn't even ask that. Anyway, wanted to talk with you about last night. I know you and Chris were gonna chat. Just wanted to check that you were okay. Anyway, bye."
I'll say that gets responded to a little bit later.
Yeah.
Give Ellie time to process that.
Mm-hmm.
The second Toreador that has expressed pleasant concern. But as you go to look for Nico and or Clarice, you do find the normally quiet house has a bit of a din to it. And as you, I'm assuming, draw nearer to where it is coming from,
Yeah.
you do find Nico in like usual cut of bespoke suit pants in it's a black with sort of silver, almost glittery stripes,
Nice.
like a pinstripe. But he's not wearing the jacket. His sleeves are rolled up on a very nice white silk shirt. His arms are crossed as he leans against the doorway, looking into Clarice's usual sort of parlor. And there's a bit of a look of concern. No, you would think it would be concern. Considering the sight in front of you is her storming around the room as she paces, angrily shouting, screaming, throwing things around the room. You pick out words here and there. Sabbat, danger. And you notice there are one or two cracks in the wall. Likely from impacts. It's hard to tell it's because she threw something at it or she punched it.
Mm-hmm. Poppy will kind of squeeze into the doorway next to Nico. And kind of trying to be discreet under her breath will be like, is she all right? Or
And he'll sort of turn and bid you to follow him down the hallway just a tiny bit. but still within more or less eye line. Well, more than she normally does, I would say.
You mean she's freaking out more than she usually does?
She's doing more than she usually does.
Huh.
Where do you think
Yeah.
rage comes from? Real rage,
Fear.
fear, and you care about something or cared.
Right. Right. Her, beloved.
You can say his name.
Helena can't remember his name.
Garrick.
Garrick! I was like, Garrett, Gordon, Joffrey. Okay. Garrick. Then this is bringing some stuff up.
And you notice there's almost a little bit of a smile on his face. I hadn't seen her this fired up in a long time.
You're loving this.
In a way.
I mean, it's better than apathy, I will say. Just a little more destructive to the furniture and the walls.
Oh, those can be replaced. Seeing her on her feet, incensed, furious, an angry, ethereal goddess that has been in all but torpor for years now. Lore should be afraid. She's had no competition.
Competition for what exactly?
Lore wasn't always Primogen.
Who was Primogen before?
Well, her sire, he's quite dead now.
Ah.
But before him, he angles her head towards Clarice.
How did Clarice... I'm sorry, maybe this is a very naive thing to ask, but how does one become not Primogen?
It's a very good trick. It's one of those jobs that you either get promoted out of by going to a higher office, or someone kills and replaces you. It's very rare for someone to retire.
And did Clarice retire after Garrick's passing, or was that before?
She retired to spend more time with him.
Oh, shit. Sorry, everything that I learn, all of the things I learn about those two is very tragic, and I can see why she's upset. Did he remain sheriff as well during that time when she retired?
He did.
He was sheriff until the end. And then Vega took over.
Vega was brought from overseas to take his role after he died. None of his deputies, the prince. Something to consider. Most of the Toreador are the stereotype artists.
Yeah.
A few are far more deadly than one might suspect on first glance. He angles his head back towards the tempest going on in that room. But by and large, after the previous Primogen tried to stage a little coup, clan got a bit gutted.
Gutted, literally?
Well, he wasn't the only one that died. But in the wake of that, Laveau became Primogen, focused things on the arts. Good for her. She's intimidating in her own way, but I wouldn't exactly call her formidable.
Yeah, same. Not that I-
She's, at best, a hottie.
Yeah, no, I get that impression. But when you say that Lore will have somebody else to deal with in Clarice, is Clarice gonna do something about it, or is this just a tantrum that's gonna stop in about a couple hours?
It's a good question.
You
Maybe
haven't
you're
seen
right.
this.
But exactly. This is new. New is good.
New
It's
can be
interesting.
good.
Hmm.
No, it is interesting, and it adds a little bit of clamor to the house, which is fine. And definitely not worrying at all. Is there anything do you think I can do to help her at this point, or should I just kind of stay out of the way?
Go find out.
Also, you stood up Tylene the other night, she says as she's like starting to walk away.
And he calls you back for just a moment. That's a little bit of a joke. She did invite me, but I had other engagements. And I don't need to be so desperately seen someplace like, a certain Primogen and her whip.
Ooh, spicy.
Hmm.
Have you and Tylene ever... No, I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know, at least.
Oh, Innsbruck would find that fascinating if that were true.
Yeah, it would be.
But who can say?
Who can say? Poppy will walk back to the parlor and kind of stick her head in.
She is in... You're used to seeing her in like in a nightgown or a more... When she's in the house anyways, a nicer dress, but like an evening dress, something that maybe you would wear to bed, like a nightgown.
Mhm.
She's wearing one of her like sort of silk nightgowns that for some people this is a glamorous dress. It's very slinky, body hugging in the right places. And her back is to you, as while she does not need to breathe, there is still that rising and falling of shoulders of someone who is in the eye of the storm, and they are trying to calm it down, or at least not let it flare back up again.
Poppy will clear her throat softly so as to be like, I'm here. And will say, let me know if you need anything.
You see these shoulders slowly reach an equilibrium so they're no longer rising and falling. Slowly, she does turn to look at you. And for the first time properly amidst all the storming about the room, you can see the dried red trails coming down from her eyes. And she reaches out to touch your cheek. Be safe.
Poppy just
And
nods.
as she almost brings you in for a hug, she stops just
Whoa.
shy
Okay.
of actually doing that, just so you're almost eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
And don't hesitate.
I won't.
What do you do?
Poppy will step back and kind of trying to at least add a little lightness, be like, I'm on the schedule with Havel anyway. I won't hesitate.
And from that, she begins to pull some things off of a shelf that's still standing. One of the pads, seemingly she would draw or sketch in. And she takes a broken piece of charcoal and she begins to sketch something with a greater furor than maybe you would notice prior.
Mm.
But as you walk past Nico, he is far too elementally pleased.
So, what do you think about all of this?
Oh, it's gonna be a good night.
Sure.
I almost hope someone tries to break into the house tonight. That would be magical.
I kind of hoped that she would draw on the walls with the charcoal.
I kind of hope she would draw on the wall with their blood if someone happens to wander in. Who knows? Congratulations, you are the splash zone.
The house is the splash zone. I just don't want her in my room. She's probably been in there.
Ooh. The locks are mostly just there to make you feel better.
That's what I figured. That's why I keep an online diary. No one will find it. Gulp.
Out of character, this is Poppy admitting to owning a dead journal.
A dead journal. Yes, it is.
And I'm aging myself, but that was a real venue back in the day.
Dead journal?
It was the emo goth version of LiveJournal.
That's amazing.
Mm.
I was a late bloomer. I didn't know about dead journal.
Clearly. Now, before we transition out of the scene, do you have an intent to go somewhere other than out of the house?
I definitely want to see if I can meet up with Ellie potentially.
Okay.
But I'm gonna see how they respond to the voice memo before kind of deciding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, Ellie, as you are leaving that part of Hutcherson Island, you would get that voice memo.
Ellie's not going to send a voice memo back.
Lame.
But Ellie might just using, because Ellie's very safe. Don't text and drive at the same time. but Ellie will probably send a like do speech to text and just say it went fine. I'm still in one piece. Can tell you more later, I guess.
Poppy will say, "What are you up to tonight?"
Looking for let's see. What's a good way to say this? Following some leads.
Need a buddy?
Where are you at?
Home.
I guess I'll pick you up at home.
No, I'll give you another place. Maybe if there's like a a cafe down the street or something, she'll start heading towards a more not obviously the Toreador place.
Hmm.
Though, you know what? She was gonna go, maybe she'll stop at a dress store on the way because she was gonna look at some things for Heidi.
Hmm.
So maybe then I'll give Ellie the name of a dress store. Um, yeah.
Okay. Well, can we pan out from that?
Mhm.
Okay. Kate, Cora, and Belle. The three of you were at the Homestead Suites, I believe.
It was a suite.
Mm-hmm.
And it did have a
And
pool.
mm-hmm. At the east end of River Street, conveniently close to where some of you like to go feed. Is that where you're intending to go now?
I think at one point Kate goes, "Look, I can't be in the pool without drinks, okay?"
You know, if we'd gone to my original spot, there was a cocktail bar nearby, but we're going to have to rely on you to where we decide to go then.
I mean,
And
Chuck's is
Cora's,
like right there, and Kate's gonna try to like point over the roof, like vaguely.
yeah, Cora will go up to the edge of the pool and kind of, like lean on the side of it and peer out over the horizon, the city skyline in the direction that Kate is pointing.
Which ultimately you're literally just down the street from.
Yes. Oh, all right. Well, you do pick a good venue.
See?
I would join you, Belle says, but I should really get to work, unfortunately.
I'd offer to drop you off, but I was a passenger for once.
Do you
I
need a
have my
ride?
ways. I'm good.
Glad you could join us, Val.
Yeah, it was nice having you.
Well, walk me down to the street.
Of course. Now that I've had a little bit of time to think from last week, Kate was just wearing a simple black bikini because Ventru has a color palette she has to stick with. As she,
Standard issue black bikini. Okay.
yes. Look, you don't have to always go fancy to look good. Um, Puts on, she has this linen blouse, leaves it a little extra unbuttoned because it's kind of a cover right now. For the first time, I think I'm gonna let Kate be in shorts. It is August in Georgia after all,
It's
but
true.
they're still like, they're not like cutoffs or anything. They're still like nice, like loft shorts, and sandals.
Okay. You're gonna go walking down the cobbles of River Street in sandals.
I've walked the cobbles of River Street in heels.
Just want to be sure.
Mhm.
Let me know when you start running in heels on cobbles, then I'll be really impressed.
And by
That's
sandals,
high
not
level
like
Ventru.
flip-flops, like, nice sandals.
Okay. So as you head on down there, actually down to the street, Belle will give her goodbyes and take a cab, and she'll head on out.
Cora, I think, will linger a little bit. I think she knows that Kate and Belle have been spending a lot of time together, and she's gonna let like the closer friends do closer friend stuff for a minute, while she like puts herself back together, and then we'll head down to the street. So if you want an opportunity to speak to her privately, you have the chance.
Unless Bill does, I don't have anything particular to say.
The gesture is noticed from Cora, but at the moment it's we collectively had our time. Now I gotta get going, unfortunately. So she'll hop in the cabin. She'll get going to somewhere. And you're able to walk down, or I guess west along River Street, uh, getting to see the more subdued side of the weekend, as it is a little bit later on a Sunday. It's not, 4 a.m. or anything like that, but it is past the prime hours. There are some bars still open, but a lot of the restaurants have closed down for the night, anyways. Once you get more to sort of the epicenter portion of River Street, there's a little more that's open. Some of the bars, some of the places that are more touristy and are more known for being open year round are bustling a bit more. And you do have to pass by a few more streets and a couple extra steps to power on through to Chuck's Bar, which is that dank hole in the wall sort of alleyway bar.
Before we get there, can I like chat a little bit with Kate on the way?
If Kate's player can survive, sure.
Kate's player is trying her best, but can't breathe very well tonight.
Okay, well, if Kate just needs to nod, then that's fine too. Um, so as we're walking, Cora, being Cora, is just gonna make some small talk and be like, as for people watching, as we walk by, just gonna go. So, how many of these people are clients of Miss Redgrave and you, do you think?
Clients feels like an interesting choice of words.
Guests?
Guest.
Okay, it's
Um,
wrong English.
Lash has clients.
Got it.
Probably a large portion.
Yeah, so is it everything around here then that belongs to her?
Most, everything. You keep chit-chatting for a second. I've got to blow my nose or I will literally not be able to breathe. I am so sorry, y'all. Our weather has been all over the place and just ruining me.
No worries. 'Cause, I mean, I have to imagine there are some freelancers, or I mean, I don't. Is that how does it work with us? Has she just been here so long that the whole place is dominated? These are the questions I ask myself. And then Cora is gonna walk over to the edge of River Street there at the canal, and look out at the water and the passing shipping containers aboard the big ol' cargo ships as they make their way through. Well, whatever the case, they certainly had an easier trip to Savannah than Artem did.
That's making a lot of assumptions, actually. That tanker just got free of the Suets today.
Oh no, is it the Ever Given?
Evergreen, I think. Doing its Austin Power 500 point turn.
Excellent. So anyway, Kate, that's my darkest secret, and I trust that you won't tell anybody.
So Kate will nod stoically.
To bring you up to speed, Cora just sort of mused about like, so I wonder how it works for an industry like the hotel industry when there are kindred involved without saying the word. Like, does Redgrave just dominate everything? Are there freelancers in town?
Keep in mind you are in public, so using words like dominate, it's not necessarily a masquerade breach, but the intent is also a little dodgy.
Gotcha. Well, I'm still going to use that word because that's a perfectly fine English word, and I didn't say anything about vampires.
What do you mean? In what way?
So another thing that Cora had said was, if you've been around for a long time, then certainly, essentially, you can corner the market. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, that's been true thinking.
You want to be saying venture out in
Yeah,
public?
nope. Thank you. That's how we do things. Long-term
Okay.
investments don't take so long. You've got a long time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Sort of like you with political aspirations. Hmm?
Yeah. And between Redgrave and Veritas, we really do have eyes and ears everywhere.
Well, I don't know much about you yet, Miss Fulton, but I wish you luck with that, years down the road.
Thank you.
Okay, just so we can
Mhm.
keep Dreamy alive, we're going to switch over to some dice rolls here because you want to go and grab a quick snack. So, because Cora's not, the player isn't dying at the moment, I'm going to have you go first. Of how
Perfect,
do you
I'm
want
ready.
to effectuate a feed at the dive bar that is Chuck's?
Ah, lovely Chucks. Um, I think this time Cora's like wearing some really cool, like zaggy orange and white, like not quite palazzo pants, but sort of approaching that. And the swimsuit, which kind of doubles as a top that like looks like a, what did I say last time? It almost looks like a very thin oil slick on cracked, very gray, like cement. It's really cool. There's a photo of it in the Discord. The real one cost $1,300. But for Cora, well, we can kind of fudge it maybe. But any case, because she's feeling pretty good about how she looks right now, I think it has imparted a a feeling of confidence, and she wants to walk up to the bartenders and ask them to change the music to something danceable. Uh, and then she wants to go and find someone and just walk right up to him and ask him for a dance. And
I would say it's the weekend. Whatever you're going to find in there is as danceable as you're going to get in the sort of rock grunge spectrum. It's not a it's not like a, you're not getting R&B and techno and all, like it's a rock place. What you get is what you get.
can I request a unisexy remix of a rock or grunge song
I would say
to
this is a
straddle
venue
that
where you
line?
could make the request, they'll laugh and say, "Do you want a drink?"
Can
or
I
or I'm moving on to the next person.
can I use the command skill on the bartender to change the music to what I would prefer?
It's an interesting abuse of power on someone's free will trying to do their job, but I'm not going to stop you from doing that. I may require a humanity roll later, but
I'm just trying to have a fun vampiric Sunday. I don't know what you're
uh-huh.
talking about.
Day fun day, baby.
You're gonna be rolling manipulation and intimidation, but you have to find the exact word that you would be filtering into your sentence that's going to effectuate the change you want.
Okay.
So how do you want to word this? Because that's important.
Yeah, let's see. What would I say here? Um,
So remember, this has to be simple.
mhm.
This has to be along the lines of fall, run, drop. And I don't just mean drop the beat or drop the bass, because that's not going to really do what you wanted to do here. So you have to really think about what you're going to say.
So I'll talk to them, and when they're a little bit against the notion of changing the music, be like, "Oh, come on, you know the song," and I'll say the name of the song. Everybody knows it, and I've been in here a few times. Why not give it a play? And play is gonna be that word.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have you roll manipulation and intimidation. Target is the DC is the target's current willpower.
Okay.
Which, while a 6, I am going to be putting it up at a 7 because this is against what is expected in the situation. It's against what's expected of the
Aw,
venue.
come on. It's not that different. Okay, I got a single success.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 9 and 2 4s.
I have always been a fan of something called malicious compliance. You've tried to induce this bartender into playing the wrong music for the wrong venue, and he takes out his
I'm really
mixing
not.
spoons and he just starts, what's the beat? Oh yeah, and he just starts sort of playing it on the side of the bar with his spoons and goes, you want to hear the rest, go somewhere else.
Okay, point taken. I'll still find someone who wants to dance. And I will go do that instead. And Cora will think to herself, gosh, did that work? That's the first time since I've been in Savannah that I've tried that.
Whether or not that worked, you have no way of knowing.
It's true, exactly.
For all you knew, some guy was just fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, just because, well, we'll come back to you because you just did some rolling. Kate, while this is happening, how are you trying to get your needs met on the dance floor? Or is that where you're trying to get it done?
No, not on the dance floor. I am here to go to the bar to find someone who meets my blood preference, make eye contact, and head back to a dark corner, perhaps the bathroom. I have to feed on more than one person tonight.
So how do you want to get this person's attention? So, because you're trying to get them to come to you, you're not trying to go to them.
No, I'll go to them.
Okay.
That's Kate's MO.
Mm-hmm.
As you've taught me, nothing can happen to Kate unless I make it happen.
I'm moved by the fact that the Ventrue has been listening.
Look, we've been doing this for 18 months, man. If I haven't learned that much.
Okay. So What mechanical argument do you want to make here?
I want charisma
Mm-hmm.
and I think I've been able to successfully argue etiquette before of like etiquette it off kilter, but like in that transactional
It is
nature of looking
off.
at the bar.
It is off label, but
Off
I
label, not
have
off
been
kilter.
allowing
Thank you.
it with others, so I'm going to allow it here just to stay consistent because there is a certain bar etiquette
Reading the room, that transactional,
reading,
like, we know why we're
and
here.
I imagine even before Kate was embraced, there is a certain shorthand etiquette of, look, I've had a long day, you've had a long day, let's have some fun and both just turn our brains off for a while. There is a code in certain social circles for that sort of thing, if you're in the right place for it. The trick is whether or not they're in on that code and are engaging with it. That's the gamble. So, charisma and etiquette. Because of the uncertain nature, I'm going to have it at a 7. Do you have presence yet?
I do have 1 dot in presence.
Remind me what that first dot does again.
It is awe, but it does require me to spend blood, and I'm here trying to get the blood back because I'm
Oh, well then.
a bit down. So I'm cool with letting the dice decide. Because
Okay.
I've got to count up and I've got some fairly good. Remind me though, a 1, if you have a 1 and a 10, the 1 takes out the 10 before it takes out other successes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Six successes.
6 successes on a difficulty 7.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Had a couple of 10s.
I have to reward such a critical success. And we're not going to go into too many details about what this person looks like or how they
Remember, I need
act.
more than 1 person because I can't kill
Well,
someone
just-
here at the bar. Okay.
Just let me get to it. This is a sort of reverse of when 2 people see you from across the bar and they like your vibe. You approach them to say that you like their vibe. And collectively, you whisper some things into each other's ears, venture off to a nice little nook. But for a little while, to get very hot and heavy, you do go out to the alleyway where certain things transpire with a little more privacy. Now, to what degree is entirely up to your own imagination. But I would say you could get anywhere between 4 and 6 total blood points. 4 would be as the total of both are in a happy little daze and need a little bit of maybe a Red Bull afterwards. 3 each, totaling 6, would leave them dozing in the alleyway in each other's arms.
Is there any way to take 2.5 per person?
Negative.
Oh.
If you want to take 3 from one and leave the other to babysit, that's another barter we could make.
Let's do that. I would love to be completely topped up.
No, something got topped.
Well, you know. We're in the alleyway, but you make it work.
Well, that's the world of darkness for you. Now, let's go back to Cora.
I have to
Your
say,
initial plan did not quite go, well, to plan. So let's see if you could corral someone on the dance floor, if that's where you're going.
envious of Kate's ability to glance at someone and find a polycule. Pretty exciting. But I think, yeah. So Cora goes. She's gonna brush off the questionable failure or success um, of trying to get the music switched and go to herself. It's like, well, I know that my body can talk better than I do anyway, so let's do it.
But what do you want to roll for this?
And let's see. So she is going to approach someone, but she's definitely not really going to be saying much unless it's totally necessary. It's more about just gauging interest through, proximity and little touches and things as they dance. So she's she's confident, but she's also doing luring. So I guess it's kind of like she's being like an anglerfish in this case, I suppose, because she's approaching but also doing the enticing.
I'm gonna go with charisma athletics.
Yes, I love that. Cora is fairly athletic. You can tell she loves to skate. She loves to swim. She mentioned that her parents
Depending
would
on
keep
what
her
you
super
roll, we'll determine what song is actually playing here.
busy. Okay.
So charisma athletics. I'm gonna go.
Can I use my celerity?
No,
All right.
negative. Yeah, so we're gonna go with a 6. Just because this has worked better for her in the past to simply go up onto the dance floor and try to allow the rhythm to take over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether she succeeds at this determines how well she actually gave herself over to that.
Yeah, so it's not my best work. I only got 3, but I did succeed.
Okay. I would say the song, I want to say it's Queen, Body Language is playing.
All right, all right.
And this eventually yields to a little bit of hypnotic gyration towards a nice little nook somewhere in the bar.
I think specifically I would like to approach a lady this time too. I know Cora goes for either, but
I have no horse in this race. Now the question is, do you want to take 2, 3, or 1?
let's just take a nibble tonight.
Define nibble mechanically for me.
Just 1.
Okay. Easily done.
I could, well, so here's a question. If I take more than I need, what does that do for me? Anything? Do I like start bursting at the seams?
Think of it this way, as like a sponge that has reached saturation. You might have it just swimming in your gullet, but it cannot be absorbed.
Gotcha.
It's it's wasted effort.
Then yes, I will just do a little taste.
Okay. So, your appetites of varying degrees have been sated.
Can I get a phone number from this person?
I'm gonna have you roll something additionally then. How do you want to try and finesse that?
You know what? will, since Cora's been taking the lead this whole time, she'll
Mhm.
just do it the other way around and hope that she gets a phone call later and say like, "Do
I
you want to go
see.
dancing again sometime?" And then like write her number on something available, bar napkin or whatever, wherever we were making out, and give it to this gal, and then go on my way.
Okay. Much like your interaction with the bartender, you will never quite know if that was successful unless they call you.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kate, you are, we'll say, sated, and you had a text maybe burbling up to the front of your mind that maybe you want to get back to.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember. Oh yeah, I didn't forgot to text Artem back and respond. Sure, when do you want to meet up?
Artem, you would be heading back to the house, minus a Vega,
Yeah.
and you would get the
Um,
text.
Yeah, he'll say whenever at the house tonight.
I'll head that way.
Thumbs up.
Artem learned to use emoji reacts.
Oh no, he typed that.
I think we all know who the Drax is here. As Kate and Cora eventually reconvene, take it away.
So, had the night you wanted?
Yeah, nice
Good.
little drinks and snackies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that Chuck's was so close.
Might have thought about that when I picked our venue.
So, what's next for you tonight?
I've got a meeting. You need me to drop you off home or home-ish?
Sure, that could work. I don't really have any other plans, but meeting is a meeting, so yeah, it'd be good for me to be back with my things.
The diner again?
That'll work just fine, sure.
Okay.
So, just so I don't fast forward or anything, is there any particular conversation you want to have in the car that we haven't covered at the moment?
Um,
Because it is
say,
a fairly brief ride overall.
yeah, it is pretty short.
Mm.
I'll just say thanks for inviting me, Cora.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. And hey, Kate, I know you say it's part of the job and everything, but I'm sorry you had to experience what you did.
I hope you don't have to, but I feel like at some point we all will.
I think you're probably right. Stay safe out there. I'll see you again soon.
You too. Oh, did you ever reach out to... Shit, it's Nina. That's the Malkavian deputy.
Oh, yeah. I did. We had our little interaction. Um, no weapons training, but I learned another trick. And
Keep everything you've got in your back pocket. Maybe work towards the weapon sooner rather than later.
yeah, maybe I will give her another call. That's a very good point these days. And
Yeah.
actually, reminds me, I might try to get the whole crew together for another little meeting after your other one, if you're free.
Remind me what time it is, Graham, if you had a guess.
I'd say probably around 11, 11:30.
Oh, okay.
Like it's still early-ish. You still got a decent amount of evening still, but you do have to contend with. You usually want to be home like an hour before dawn.
Yeah. We'll see how tonight goes. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for sure. In any case, I'll probably be at Elysium, so. And I will step out of the car here at the diner and say, thanks for the ride. The place has good coffee if you want to drop by sometime. Well, not good, but nice enough.
I'm gonna smell coffee. I'm gonna smell good coffee.
Okay, well, at some point, if we're close enough and I can invite you home, I have good coffee there. Take care, Kate.
Night, Cora.
And we will pan out from that. Ellie, what is your plan right now?
Well, the question is, does the area that Poppy sent me look like it's like on the way to my spot, or it's out of the way to where I'm headed?
It's mm, it's on different sides of I want to say the south end of Forsyth Park. I so relatively uh close to one another. It has been a while since I've looked at that part of the map, but I believe they're in very close proximity.
Got it. So I am gonna drive over to the dress shop, and I have I have the look of a
You're describing an obfuscated form, you mean?
yeah, my
Okay.
obfuscate horn. Yeah, it's I guess maybe just like blue collar worker returning from work, type of thing. So like doesn't have doesn't have like full uniform from their job, but maybe has like slightly dirty pants and a an undershirt on.
Mm. And this is your van that you've been working on that
Yes, it is my van.
you haven't really done any exterior changes that would make it difficult for Poppy not to guess who it is that's driving.
I don't think since the last time Poppy was in it, no.
Okay. Which was only
A couple nights ago.
like
Because
5
that's
at
when,
most, at the very most.
yeah, it was whenever we did our
Mhm.
vet heist.
And probably we can kind of gloss over exactly what you picked out, but I'm assuming you have something in a little either uh, like dress bag or in a gift box that's appropriate to
Mm-hmm.
this. Now, have you considered the fact that knowing that Ellie is professionally a uh, dirt digging individual, that they will learn things about people and pay attention?
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered that fact as you climb into their van
I
that you
don't
have a
think
gift for
she's
someone?
considered it.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think she's thought about it because this is her friend Ellie. So, mm-hmm. Poppy's very hopeful.
I would like to lodge a complaint about the storyteller putting their own opinions into the
Prove me wrong, Sam. Prove me
all
wrong.
unfounded opinions.
Oh, hi, bud.
Hello. Do some good shopping?
I did. I did. It's gonna be so pretty. Very excited.
What's the occasion?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but you have to have a dress for an occasion, and so I think it'll be all sorts of cute.
Sure.
So, what are you up to?
Well, I'm going to this one spot I had looked at and just going to scout out the area a little bit. And then after that, I need to check on what my, uh, I guess the best way to call it is my gator tracker is doing.
Your gator tracker.
Yes.
Oh, what we stole. It's in the wild.
Well, I mean, what we stole the components, I modified it and made it my own very
Of
good
course.
invention. So, I mean, it was, it's my what I put together.
No,
That
I mean, the
based on
roses
what
are
we-
for you. Or not the roses. But you can have your flowers.
Great. Yes, it is. It is out in the wild, hopefully, literally. Uh, so I'm seeing if I mean we're able to do something with that. What have you
Cool.
been? What were you up to recently?
Um, well, I mean, with the news of everything going on, things have just kind of gotten tense. I don't know if it's been that way for you in like the where you live, but everybody's really worried. Um, and I can't help but think that like the mudmen have something to do with the Sabbat thing, but I really I don't know. Um, are you okay? I know I this is a I know a total side thing, but you and Chris had like a chat that seemed kind of intense. I came down kind of later after it happened, but I know things can get a little crazy with Chris, so
Yeah, no, it was fine. We had a conversation, and we said our pieces. We both definitely said stuff, and we're feeling a little better about each other.
well now
Why
there's a
did
group
she
chat.
say anything
So
about it?
well no, I haven't gotten to talk to her about it yet. I wanted to just check in and make sure everything's okay. And if you needed me to do anything, like I or communicate anything or mediate, happy to do so.
Oh,
Um,
good. That's just what we need. We need peer mediation.
yeah,
That worked
I'm
so
really
well in
good
high
at it.
school.
Yep, that's what I'm good at. Um, yeah. But have you made any progress on I know you said Gator Tracker, but has anything come of it or
Well, we know. Well, I know it works.
great?
Testing what I can, if I can basically uh, trace the areas as to where it most likes to hang out and then where it needs to go. Although that does mean we're going to have to track it down, which means we have to make sure that it didn't end up like somehow getting rid of the tracker.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing was that we know we can get it into an enemy using someone else's bait. The main thing is whether we can how we calm down someone rampaging enough to get that figured out. So that's our next steps for testing.
Right. And when you say using someone as bait, what does that look like, Ellie?
It looks like an Artem luring a gator out, and then me going on a gator rodeo.
Gator rodeo. That's
Yeah,
an image.
involuntary gator rodeo. I
Oh
want to be
no.
very clear. That was not my initial intent.
Oh, that's a really funny image to me. Well, I mean, good job, I guess. And you didn't end up worse for wear.
No, I did not.
Great. Well, is there anything I can do to help? I feel like I need to do something. Like I feel like I don't know, my motivation is currently very fearful feelings and wanting to fix things. Um so
Is it because of what we've learned or because of something else?
um what we've learned and just I mean the hotel motel Holiday Inn whatever that situation and Clarice is really freaked out.
For any particular
Just for Sabbat
reason?
stuff, and she's been through it before, and I know history can feel and is quite cyclical, and I'm sure that a lot of people in Clarice's position and of that era are probably feeling the same thing. So the people that are supposed to be leading also feel unstable, which is a little nerve-wracking.
When you say she's been through it, you mean she like fought them or
I don't know about fought them personally, but in the past there was some Sabbat stuff that basically meant that the past sheriff, who she was really close with, got murdered by Sabbat, and that's why Vega's here now. Pretty much. And so yeah, she's just traumatized, you know.
I'm aware that Garrick is a Nosferatu, right?
Has the name been mentioned by Poppy yet, or has the
Well,
name
previous
Garrick?
sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just said
Previous
previous
sheriff.
sheriff.
I
Okay.
would know as Garrick because Tabby was specifically
We'll
looking
say,
for
for
that.
the sake of argument, the name would have come up because you've been here a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the very surface level, you knew that there was a Nosferatu sheriff before Vega, and it wasn't that long ago.
Wait, was the sheriff before the Wait, were they part of my crowd?
Yeah, yeah. Garrick. Very tragic. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that would be that would do a lot.
Yeah. So I think she's really traumatized about the whole thing. Nico is finding it low-key entertaining that she's a little more active now and not posing like a statue, but it does just feel like we're in the midst of some weird upheaval that we can't see. So if there is any action items you want to throw my way, I mean, you know my skill set. Um, though we may be working on a new gig with Edward soon, you and me, but you know, in the meantime.
Hmm. The thoughts I'm having right now involve getting information about who might have been able to get to the motel. But obviously, we can't really do that on our own. Considering that if we get the attention of certain people, they might get very pissed off that we're lone wolfing it.
But who else is gonna? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they want us to lone wolf it. You know what I mean? Like make a
I've
name for
always been
yourself.
saying that's usually the most effective way anyway, because there's a lot of bureaucracy that gets involved in this court.
Yeah, I would say fewer pieces of paperwork if we just kind of check things out. Do you think Kate would say anything or not really?
Well, she said a lot of nothing when she was even a little bit inebriated. But I suppose it's worth asking with a very solid thing of we need to figure stuff out. So maybe some non veritas eyes could see what they can't.
Yeah. Maybe we could just ask.
As you know, people who are very skilled at breaking in technologically and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for a lot of this conversation, you probably would have had to pull over at some point instead of having this on the way, because you would have just driven through it about 8 times by now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we get towards the point and like Ellie has been like kind of scanning a little bit as we go.
So let me do a little bit of set dressing, and then
Yeah.
there will be a couple of rules.
Oh, good.
While there are a myriad of GPS coordinates captured by your tracker, there's very little rhyme, reason, or pattern. The only places that show up consistently are Wormslow and a tight cluster of pings around Jefferson Street and West Duffy, just southwest of Forsyth Park. From the cursory map view that you would undoubtedly have pulled up in your research, there's not much that would spark interest in the immediate area. A couple small churches, small businesses, a diner, and primarily older, compact townhouses. You are looking at a fairly unremarkable part of town. But you have that small cluster to start trying to look at directly. Now the question is, do you just drive right up to it, or do you kind of buzz the tower a little bit?
Can you define buzz the tower for me?
As in you're just sort of driving by it casually, as if that is not the destination, that's just on the road to where you're going.
I would say the first maybe 1 or 2 passes would be that.
Okay.
And then if I start recognizing anything, I'm specifically looking for a specific car, as you're probably aware. So that's probably if I notice that's probably when I'm gonna start finding another spot.
Cora and Ellie, I need you both to make some rolls.
All right.
Why?
Because Ellie, you are doing at least a couple passes in your van. A van that Cora has seen, been in, and I believe even driven.
I think did I have time to install the cloaking device?
You know, the funny thing is that very high level obfuscate allows you to cloak an object.
I helped you pick out parts for this van.
Well, you didn't pick out the cloaking device, unfortunately. And that would trip the treaty with the Romulans. So what we're going to do is...
Yeah, Cora's actually a Romulan deserter. That's her secret.
There it is. Top secret stuff.
So, Ellie, you're going to be rolling perception and alertness at a 7 because you are distracted by what you're actually looking for.
Okay.
For Cora, you're not really looking for anything as you are walking down the street. You're just sort of walking.
Yeah.
But, and you know exactly where you're going. You have gotten a little bit used to the neighborhood. It's not that you would instantly twinge to unfamiliar cars driving through, because this is just a city street. Through traffic is a way of life.
Yeah, it happens.
However, potentially you might notice if that same vehicle does a loop or two.
Mm-hmm.
So, and being someone very familiar with cars,
And I'm
someone
walking,
that
and we
is
were just
used,
told about the Sabbat incursion.
someone that even knows the vehicle and has a, we'll say, complicated relationship with cyclical time.
Oh shit, that's true. I do.
Oh no.
We're going to be putting this out of 5 for your perception alertness because I
Okay.
find that very fun.
Hey, Graham,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say something and you're gonna be shocked by it.
Really?
I'm gonna use a willpower.
How's it working out for you so far?
So
been
Cora
great.
has no reason to use a willpower because she's just going for a
Before you
walk.
roll, we're going to do something fun. Poppy,
Mm-hmm.
you're here too.
I'm here too.
But I'm assuming you're just, oh, what a little pretty quaint little neighborhood, just looking out the window. You're not really looking
Yeah.
for anything in particular. So we're going to have
Looking
you
for the pretty
do-
stuff.
Yeah. Well, there is potentially a Cora. So because
So pretty.
I would also have you roll perception alertness, but
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the right difficulty here because you're not looking for anything in particular. You don't even know what part of town you're in really beyond. You're not that far from your house, or rather Clarice's house. You're used to casing a venue. You're not used to casing a street that you're driving by, though you are looping by it. So, and I would suspect that as a result, you're now trying to figure out what it is that Ellie is even looking for. So you are
Yes.
looking at everything rather than for a particular thing. So that changes the difficulty. So we are going to make that a 7.
Okay.
And this is just fun for me. So everybody, have your roll. If you want to do willpower,
Alright.
have your willpower.
Wild.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's start with Poppy first.
1 success.
1 success. Cora.
4.
Ellie.
1 success.
No.
Now, how to adjudicate this? Cora, you spot a familiar van might be too strong of a word. You've seen it a few times, but you're more used to seeing it parked, and you're actually maybe a little more used to actually being in it.
Mhm. And I'm sure these sorts of vans are not unusual. It's just like a
It's just an older van that was probably used for some, well, as Ellie put it earlier, blue collar work.
and I live in an older part of the neighborhood, so
And again, it's normal for any and all vehicles to pretty much drive through a major thoroughfare. So it is interesting that out of the corner of your eye, you've noticed the van amongst a myriad of other cars going by. And then you notice it again.
Mm.
And as it starts to go, it rewinds and starts to path back around the opposite way in reverse, only to replay a few more times as if one of those rare moments of your derangement going, no, idiot, pay attention to this. There's details that you're missing. It takes you a few rounds to notice, wait a minute, I know part of that plate number.
Yeah.
It's the driver doesn't make any sense to you. But there is a passenger that is sort of boho chic glam. You've noticed them long before both of them notice you. So the question is, what do any of you do now that you have spotted each other? Corey, you're going to go first because you got the higher success rate here.
So I think Cora at first, as she's gaining awareness of this van driving by, um, and it starts to double back on itself, kind of instinctually starts walking, takes a couple steps backwards herself, and then like really like cants her head like a dog trying to understand something, and like as this van kind of goes and shimmies in space and time in her vision until she finally drills down on why it's important to her.
For the
And
gamers at home, this is a little like watching rubber banding in a video game.
indeed. Um, and she's gonna go, oh, okay, okay. And I think something comes to mind to her in the voice of a stern and protective German, who was telling her things that she would need to remember once she left Frankfurt, ways that she would need to protect herself. So even though these are her friends, they're driving around her neighborhood and have doubled around a couple times. So I think she's going to approach cautiously and try to. God, she's wearing clothes that really stand out right now. But I think she wants to find out where they're going without them knowing. And that is what she's going to attempt to do. This is my neighborhood. I know where the streetlights are. I can stay out of the way.
In theory. So that's your intent. Now let's go to the driver and the passenger, because this could change things for everyone. And I actually find it funnier to go to Poppy first. What's your reaction upon seeing your friend?
Oh my God,
walking
Cora! Ellie, Cora's out. Should I text her?
Depends. Is she following us right now?
I don't know. She was just walking.
I'd say it'd be kind of hard at the moment to decide if she's following or simply continuing in the direction she was already going.
Yeah, you see me like change streets, like I walk across the street onto the other sidewalk, but that's pretty much the what stands out as like oddness, if anything.
So for Ellie, it's a question of
I'm doing mental calculations.
are you gonna just peel away, or do you metaphorically steer into the skid? Do you try to play this off like, oh, hey, you're here, I'm here, what are the odds? Or...
Wait, were you tracking Cora? Sorry, that was Helena, not me. Or that was... Sorry, I disappeared into
That
the
was
character.
someone. That was someone.
That was someone
Somebody
that's
was
inhabited my
there.
body.
Someone was there asking that.
Oh no.
Okay.
Now the question is, are you still driving or have you stopped? You have been spotted. Everyone has seen each other. I think it's fitting that Ellie might be blue screening themselves right now. And let's go to Poppy to see if she texts.
Oh yeah, she'll definitely shoot a text out to Cora, being like, "Hey, we just drove by you. How's your night going?"
Cora's gonna say, no way, that's crazy. I thought that might have been you. It's been good. She went swimming.
I saw the picture. So cute. So cute. Sad I missed it.
Yeah, would have been great for you to be there.
So Ellie wouldn't know that unless you were saying, "Hey, I'm texting her."
Yeah, well, I would have said, should I text her? And then I get my phone out. And so you can probably guess that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
So at that point, Ellie, do
At
you?
that point, there's no choice to pull over.
Mhm.
Cora's gonna say, even though this is totally not true, getting a little thirsty though, and then like little wine glass emoji.
Cute. By that point, are we pulled over? Can I like pop my head out the window?
Yeah, you can.
Amazing. So I will roll down the window with Ellie's permission. Hey, hey!
Hey, I will stroll over and use the cool pockets that are actually
Yes.
part of the swimsuit, and
Utilize the pockets.
and walk on over, and then I'm going to go to Poppy's side and like put my arm on the mirror of the vehicle, and then kind of look in.
What a coincidence. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is nuts. What are you up to?
I was just catching up with Ellie. I went and got this dress. It's so pretty. I will send you pictures. But yeah, I was just catching up with Ellie. Haven't really gotten to talk to them in a while.
Yeah, was the shop around here or something?
Yeah, I went to the dress shop. Insert name here. There was one called Red Clover.
Oh,
Red
man,
Clover.
I
I went to
love-
the boutique. Red Clover. Call it that.
Nice. Yeah, very
Not
nice.
But we could be.
But we could be. Yeah, I was getting a dress. It's not for me. It's for a friend. We'll see. We'll see if she likes it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah. Oh, actually, it's kind of great that you're here because well, both of y'all, and she'll look over at Ellie. My birthday is coming up on the 22nd.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm trying to decide what to do because I want a party that all of us can be at, and she kind of looks pointedly at Ellie. And I it's one of those things where it's like, should I go to Atherton and ask him to be like, how does one facilitate event planning for just us? Or should I just kind of figure it out on my own? I don't. I feel like at this point, Atherton has so many things that he's dealing with that my request might come off as rather small potatoes.
I mean, I think that he'd be really happy to help. He seems like he's always, yeah, I mean, he's a natural facilitator, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to just try to find something, I mean, I'm all over the city all the time. I know some places that probably won't get too many looks.
Yeah,
What I
that could
will
be
say
good.
is-
Yeah.
I will say, given the circumstances, it might be the safest place to have Atherton pull something together.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. It's not like we can go all of us out and do like a ghost tour. Though I do really want to do a ghost tour with y'all at some point. I think that would be really funny. But yeah. Yeah. Just been thinking about it, trying to come up with a theme. It's going to be cute regardless.
It's funny that you say a ghost tour. I actually tried to take Olivia on one the other night, and
No
she
way.
wasn't super interested. She had a shop to run, but sooner or later.
She's enigmatic. But
Mhm.
I believe in you. I believe in you, Cora. You can get through somehow. She gave me that crazy flower. That was wild.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Oh, it was It was kind of nice, actually. I had a really good dream. It was totally a memory of me growing up with my parents and like eating pancakes in the morning. Like it was actually really nice. But she's
Mine
a
was
little
really
odd.
nice too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's so good.
What
Ellie,
does
for
Ellie look like
context.
right now?
Yeah. What do you look
Sorry,
Ellie,
like right now?
what do you look like right now?
I mean, Ellie's just engaging with the conversation right now.
No, like physically.
Like, what's
Oh,
your
what do I look
the
like?
obfuscated
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
appearance?
Blue collar worker, kind of scruffy,
Gotcha.
scruffy
That's right.
beard, salt and pepper hair, um, and yeah, looks a little bit like, like clean, but just came from a job.
I like it. Looks like you had a long day.
Been experimenting around.
Out of character. Internally, how much is Ellie freaking out right about now?
Ellie, through that entire conversation, has been coming up with viable options as to why they're here,
Mm-hmm.
and has settled on one for when they're asked eventually.
Okay. I'm going to give this to Cora because she's looking in your direction. It's going to be harder because of the fake face being worn. I'm going to put a perception empathy at an 8.
Okay. Cora famously has pretty good persympathy, but it's
But
tough.
I will allow a counter roll here of how well Ellie is masking things. So it'd be subterfuge and manipulation.
I don't have subterfuge, so it's an up.
So it would go up, but it comes down because you have a bit of a bonus from the obfuscate. So it's back at a 5.
Well, there goes that one. Cannot tell you how much I wish this roll happened before. That was 6 successes.
Oh my
Those-
god.
I did
Just-
not roll below a 5 for any of my dice.
Damn.
Perhaps
to
it's your more recent interaction with Amon that makes everyone else look quaint in comparison. And the stare, pleasant or otherwise, of the Malkavian that you were about to rifle through a potential location for doesn't seem to rustle your feathers much, especially considering the fact that your device, whether or not it was found, seems to have yielded some result. You now have at least a ballpark of where this person seems to frequent. Right now, it's a little difficult to go and find the exact spot because of, well, they're talking to you right now. Cora, unfortunately, none the wiser at the moment.
Sorry, I forgot that you were tracking Cora this whole time. Okay. Sorry.
So hey, did you think of something funny?
What? Oh no, that was not
that was
me.
Helena.
I
that
know.
was
I did that on
wasn't-
purpose.
Listen, the line is thin sometimes.
Madness Network, crazy man.
Well, hey,
So-
look, be careful driving around, right? I mean, what with everything?
Yeah, for real. I probably want to get back to Havel's at some point and do a little sparring and lesson, even though she's totally a hard ass.
Yeah, Kate told me I should probably schedule something else with Nina, and I think she's right.
Yeah.
Well, I am about to do my first lesson with Havel pretty soon.
You're gonna be great. She's gonna kick your ass, but you're gonna be great.
Yeah. Never mind.
What?
One of my olive branches to Chris was that she gets to join me at Havel's and watch.
Oh my god, that's so cute! Oh,
That's
I'm
not
so
cute.
glad.
It's not cute.
It's so cute. Ellie, it's so cute. You're so cute.
It's not.
I like to imagine that Poppy has said that in a frequency high enough for all the gangrel in the county to hear.
Well, I can't wait for the report on this one.
True.
If I survive it, we'll see.
You'll be fine. It's just your pride.
Well, hey, look. Standing here in the middle of the street is a little crazy, so, tell you what, I was thinking about calling a cab to Elysium soon. To the house soon. So, that's my free one for the night, right?
No one heard that.
Like Spider-Man, everybody gets one.
Are you politely inviting yourself for a ride in the luxury van?
I mean, if you happen to be headed that direction, sure.
Well, we can be if yeah, I certainly can be.
And I think on that note, we're going to go on break. See you soon, folks. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of Savannah by Night here on the Midnight Dispatch. Quick reminder, if you're not in our Discord or you are a little bit lost on our current goings-on, Sam, our producer, saint that he is, has been putting all our past episodes on YouTube, so please go and check that out. But let's catch up with our resident gangrel in the meantime. You've just been having a, we'll say, tense conversation in its own way with the sheriff, Vega. You've since parted ways. And the events of the previous evening, where you and the Scourge, as a tag team duo, laid waste to a quattro of presumably young Sabbat. You're quite famished from the ordeal, and the simple act of waking up in the evening already depletes you just that much more. And you have not had a chance to correct that deficit before having to come to the Elysium grounds. How do you wish to go about correcting that?
Well, he was told to ask Mr. Atherton about going to take a walk, so he is going to go find the fine gentleman.
Mm-hmm. You did see him earlier. He was in the main hall. He did seem not exactly with a wealth of free time, but he was making his rounds. He did acknowledge you. But unlike in previous evenings, he wasn't just going up to you, saying hello, giving a few remarks, and then getting out of the way. So, how'd you like to go about this?
Probably track him down. I'm guessing that's not too difficult. Wait until he finishes whatever conversation he's having, and then
Right. So you would be venturing back into the main house.
Mm-hmm.
The, as has been previously established, more subdued nature, despite the fact that there are quite a few people there in their various pockets of taking up either the main hall or a few nooks and crannies, some parlors and salons, where normally you've come to expect at least a little bit of a din. But it's much more of that uncomfortable murmur of some hushed whispers, some maybe polite quietude.
Mm-hmm.
But there are little pockets of conversation that can be gleaned in terms of just they're happening, but they're hard to make out. You do see Atherton making his rounds, coming down the stairs from checking on a few of those rooms. He does look in your direction, but he holds up a finger as he is having a very quick powwow with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You can presume it is a member of security. Seems to be just a very face-to-face update, and he does make his way up to you. Oh, Mr. Yovik, what can I do for you this evening?
Hey, Mr. Atherton, don't want to bother you too much. Holden said I should ask you about taking a run.
I believe you are referring to, you need a bit of a midnight snack.
Yes, sir.
Well, normally we aren't so keen as to, provide on, as it is let the DM start over for that because I'm getting a little tired myself. It is considered incumbent upon each individual kindred to provide for themselves unless prior arrangements are met. However,
Of course.
given the peculiar circumstances of the evening, some accommodations should be provided for. So, would it just be for yourself or for Miss Christiana as well?
If you wouldn't mind fitting both of us in, that would be lovely.
I will alert security that you will be operating a little bit southwest, but don't take too long now. And I would greatly appreciate it if whatever you find is something that either is considered vermin and you're getting rid of it, or if it is large like a deer, that a return meal is available later. No sense wasting.
Of course. That's how I was raised, sir.
Glad to hear it then. And he does call over a member of security to update them on what he's already said. And you do see them tap the radio on their shoulder as they give their own little update.
Guess I'll go find Chris then, since she, dotted outlined him when Vega showed up.
Had Ellie been present, that would have triggered a couple of memories or two. So, you do have to roam around, and normally you would find her with Harlan and Lewis, both of which are there, but like the night prior, they're nearby, but they sort of gravitating in different directions. You get the impression that they probably sort of meet up every now and again here, and then they're kind of moseying around talking to different people.
Artem will give both of them a nod.
Harlan, of course, responds, and Lewis does acknowledge, but in a more sort of demure and understated way. His usual fashion, sort of shying away from most social interactions. It does sort of seem like there is a desire for Lewis not to be amongst the deluge of people. And he is
Totally
trying
get that.
he's trying to find just a way to be seen, but not have to interact. But as you roam around, you find a few more people in the library than you're used to seeing. Seems like if the main hall is full and people just want to be there, this is where maybe Lewis should be, but you kind of get the impression maybe he needs to be seen. And you've noticed that to be a unfortunate trend about court. You do, of course, see Lump. There is that unmoving face that acknowledges your presence, but doesn't prevent you from approaching or doesn't bid you to approach either. Just very, you're here, I'm here, and that's okay.
Very good.
And you would see, I'm trying to remember if you would have met him, Paul Merrick.
The Tremere?
The Tremere.
No.
Okay. Well, he is in the room for those of the audience and the cast that are familiar of him, who is just finding a book and quietly reading. You find Chris on the floor against a wall next to one of the bookshelves with her laptop, covered in all kinds of stickers. Some of them bands, some of them are TV shows. It looks almost like a sort of lacquer shell of stickers, in the way that if she were to drop it, it would probably absorb the damage. And she's got a stylus sort of between the teeth as she is tippity tapping on the keyboard at the moment.
I made it. You ditched me.
I knew that was going to be a private conversation.
You want to go for a run?
Fuck yes.
Let's do it.
She starts packing up and shoving everything into that sort of slightly tatty looking backpack. And she's like, oh crap, where am I gonna...
Just put it in the car.
Yeah, we could do that. You do see Paul sort of like raise his hand as like say hello, and he just kind of goes back to his book.
How's it going?
Out of character. Oh my god, someone talk to me. Quiet. It's weird.
Yeah.
You guys good? She just kind of awkward. Hi, Paul.
Artem will put his hand up. Artem.
Oh, he kind of like stands up and sort of like folds the book under the crook of his arms. Like, Paul Merrick.
You with what are you with?
Oh, I guess maybe you wouldn't know. Tremere.
And how is that?
Out of character. I am reminded of some funerals I've gone to where that was the tone of some people of an elderly generation. Well, what are you in school for? Oh, and how is that? That's bringing back some memories. He looks around the immediate vicinity. Chaotic at the moment.
Yeah, I bet. Well, we'll get through it, right?
One would hope. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too.
And as you start to filter out of the room, Lump is setting up the board and sort of just like awkwardly waving for Paul to join them. And kind of, yeah, okay. You go and put the bag in the car. And off for a run you go. You do have to go for a little bit of a walk to get away from the immediate area of the main building, the parking lot. But once you put a little bit of a distance and there's now some trees obscuring your view of the main house, you can go for a little bit more of a run and start to do a bit of a search. So how would you like to go about your feed this evening?
The preference is usually to find something bigger to graze on. He is in quite a deficit right now, so maybe we'll try and pick up some lighter snacks along the way. He's not feeling seafood tonight, so probably more of a deer situation.
Okay. That's the hope.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Let's see what you're going to be rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we would go with survival. And, well, you can make me an argument.
Think because there's an ultimate plan, but we're also kind of trying to pick up little snacks along the way. Maybe perception as well.
Okay. So you're trying to find signs and targets of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. So doing this at a bit of a run, or is it more of a methodical stalk?
Atherton did say quickly, so probably more of a run.
Okay. So we're going to go survival perception at a 7.
Okay. A 7.
If you plan to spend willpower, you would do so before you roll.
I'll go ahead and spend a willpower. Why not?
Okay.
What could happen?
As long as you're marking that down.
Oh, I am.
Let me know if you reach 0. Ellie.
Okay. Nice. Okay. That's going to be 3.
3.
Did only get 1 success, but it was a 10, and it popped.
Oh, nice. So, 3 successes is pretty good for scrounging up random small things. Maybe some sort of... I really should look this up. I don't know if like a possum would exist in that part.
It probably would.
I'm going to trust the Kitty Crafter over there as a former resident of the South.
Yeah, they definitely got possums.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that was a thing.
One of them little
Georgia.
flat animals that lives out on the highway, as they say.
So I think that would be the biggest get, is a possum of some variety. Maybe a couple of squirrels. You're not finding deer. You're not acquiring gators. Not even snake at the moment, and if you did, you'd have to go through quite a few of them for them to really matter. But I'd say you're able to get a total of 3. If you don't mind exsanguinating a few friends of a Disney princess.
Yeah, that's okay.
Now, the real question
My
is,
sire's not here.
Mm-hmm. Granted, she was fine with you killing smaller creatures.
Mhm.
It's unavoidable. There is no way to half take from something like that. The question that she would have for you in this instant is, what do you do with the leavings?
So,
The sort of
yeah.
dried up, I guess in this case, marsupial raisin that you have collected.
Typically, what you would do is you would find a place where the body is not going to go to waste. And he does know that there are big predators in the area, so
Mm-hmm.
he'll find somewhere that would be convenient for them. Don't have to go too much out of the water.
There's usually some sort of scavenger or carrion, even if it's a bird, that will eventually find that. As long as you're not tucking it under like an overturned tree or something like that.
Yeah.
Chris is... She's not quite as hungry as you for obvious reasons. But she's keeping up. And for a moment, it's a little like running through a very different set of woods. With a different... Well, you tell me, is sister-like the correct word?
It's complicated.
Said the Giovanni.
Yikes.
But as you are roving about, getting your fill, or at least what you can for the moment, it's not quite the top up that you were hoping for, but it's better than what you left the house with. Maybe you'll get time when you get home to go for another run, but that is an if. And as you finish up, is there any further conversation you want to have with Chris, or do you want to just enjoy the silence?
I think we're mostly enjoying the silence. Maybe as they're walking back and going to the car, he'll ask, "What are you working on anyway?"
I was trying to just write something.
Like a story or
something like that.
It's cool.
It's what I was trying to go to school for, but that's not really an option these days.
I mean, we are surrounded by very artistic people.
Ugh, don't fucking remind me.
Just saying.
It's just scads of rose-petaled bastards left and right. I mean, except Poppy, she's cool.
Maybe you could get her to read it.
Motherfucker says what?
Maybe you could get her to read it.
I'm gonna get you a book of idioms.
Would motherfucker says what be in it?
Bitch, it might be.
That one I've heard.
Oh, that one he's heard. Now, as you are heading back towards the house, there's probably very little cleanup that you need to do because you've been quite practiced at how to deal with this
Mm-hmm.
so that you are not wasting resources, of which were clothing at the time. So, at best, you might have to clean your hands probably in a stream on the way back.
Yeah.
Maybe very quick wipe off. But otherwise, back to being presentable. Is there anyone in particular you want to talk to? And I think at this point, while you're having that thought of walking to the house, maybe considering your options for the night, Did you ride in Ellie's van to go deal with the gator?
I think so.
I would say that that would be just rocking up to a parking space as you are entering the parking lot to go back to the house.
The group chat.
You're calling them the group chat? Or are you just saying the word group chat out loud? I'm trying to understand the Drax logic here.
Yes. Sorry, is that Chris or is that you?
Yes.
He will point to the creepy van with the free candy sign on it.
I think in this day and age, it needs to say free DDR5 RAM, but yeah, go ahead. I'm assuming the trio piles out.
Oui.
And it's that point that Artem's understanding of the group chat's a lot more true to life because almost everyone in it is now present. Minus Aventry that had to go to bed early. But we'll get back in touch with her next week.
Listen, sometimes you're just not involved in the group chat, and that's okay. Some of us haven't been involved for 48 episodes. It all works out.
And then you create your own group chat, damn it.
So you make your own group chat.
With blackjack and hookers.
Right.
I think there's an Artem excluded group chat. It's just for the girls.
Yeah, but it's just pictures of his butt.
That's so true. Yeah, it's just Artem caked up.
You know,
Just sporting his jorts.
Just jorts all day. The jort chat.
Jorts fans.
Jorts fans.
only jorts.
Only jorts.
So do you approach or you just have this awkward stare down in the parking lot?
I guess we'll approach.
Hi! Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I'm honestly, it's so good to see everybody today. What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm excited to see y'all.
Okay, because the way you said that made it sound like you ran into some shit earlier. And considering why
No.
everyone's here tonight,
Well, I mean, we all ran into some shit, right? Like, I'm glad that y'all are, I don't know, I'm happy to see you. Fuck.
bitch, get over here. And she just
Poppy
gives you a
will
little
give
like
you
a hug, like head pat.
Mhm.
How's it going, guys? Ellie, Cora.
It's been good. Went for a little swim with Kate and Belle earlier, so that was kind of fun. It's a different combination of friends, and so different venue as well. It was very nice. And then, go figure, I run into these two driving around.
And at this point, Ellie has taken out their laptop and is going. Good luck seeing you here as well. And this is probably a good time to look up our little, should we call it Gator Tracker 4000?
Ooh, I want to see this too.
GPS was right there.
Oh, Gator yeah.
But it sounds whatever.
Let's see it.
Yeah, okay. I'm expecting cool graphics and everything like that.
So, question, are you having this interaction in the parking lot, or do you try and find someplace to sit down?
How crowded does the parking lot look?
There's quite a few cars there.
Should we go to the gazebo?
All right, the clubhouse. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think which thing is the least suspicious, and they just all seem very suspicious. So I guess we can go
Meet me in the
wherever.
gazebo.
Chris, Artem, how are your nights?
Quiet.
Good.
Yeah,
I just
real good.
I just want to be clear. The hacking programs that you all see in movies are because someone is like designing their idea of what that looks like, but that isn't normally what it looks like. It's it's actually more complicated if you have a bunch of graphics that are interrupting the other sites. So the most important thing is that you get the information that you need in the right spot.
Okay, but if I design like a little like gator emoji to kind of follow the dot around, do we hate that idea?
As you're having this conversation and you're around the side of the house, you do see that the gazebo is actually taken at the moment.
Bitches.
Cora,
Ooh,
you would
yes.
recognize your primogen standing in the middle of it. There is a couple of people in there with her, but there does seem to be one or two people sort of just outside of it, sort of almost like a human cordon.
So we're having this lively conversation, and then
You're not like full on storming into this at full volume. You are seeing this long
Yeah.
before you are making too much of a din in its immediate presence.
I go, oh, so friends, that's Matilda over there, my primogen. So maybe the gazebo is not the best thing for us to use right now. I mean, not saying that we're not important and that we couldn't also have the space, but that is what I'm saying.
Okay. Should we see if there's a room, or maybe just right here at the side of the house where we're a little bit away from some folks?
Chris sort of cants her head out and just Doc looks free.
That's fine.
The what? Sorry, I
The
didn't
dock.
The docs.
hear.
You know
Okay.
someone's gonna roll up on it as soon as we get there.
Yeah,
Jethro's reserved it for his little gathering.
What else he got? It's fucking packed in there right now.
Okay, to the docks.
I don't think they're gonna want lively discussion in there.
Do you know,
That kind of night.
speaking of it being that sort of night, maybe I should excuse myself momentarily and just make sure that it's not something that I need to be a part of. Well, they would have messaged me if it were. Cora's gonna quick look at her phone.
You see nothing of immediate concern or relevance.
Okay. Well,
You should go say something.
Yeah,
We'll
sometimes
keep
being
the seat
seen
warm for you.
is. Yeah.
all right. Catch up with you in a minute.
Okay. We'll sort of have like a split view camera of them trying to head towards the docks to find just a little space to sit. And as you approach the gazebo itself, you do see Grace seated on one of the benches that line the interior of the gazebo, where Matilda is standing in the center of it, sort of gazing out towards the water. She is in this just slightly off-white pantsuit that almost looks like a, how do I put this, sort of bodice slash like corset taper that has this flare out at the hips that really sort of accentuate a lot of true and artificial angles. And as you've so often seen, there is a parasol like closed that she's leaning on like a cane.
She wearing the iconic outfit.
Slightly.
Excellent.
And there does seem to be a member of security that is keeping a slight respectable distance from the mouth of the gazebo, but in such a way that is preventing easy access from people just walking in.
All right. Are these people I recognize?
One or two of the rank and file no-name silhouettes, but nothing too important at the moment.
Perfect. Sure, all right. Then I'll go ahead and make my way towards that gap.
Mm-hmm. So you want to go up to try to converse with the security individual then?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can't allow access at the moment.
The Primogen's involved in something then.
I couldn't possibly say.
All right. Fair enough. So, Cora, by the way.
Do you wish for me to pass that along?
No, it's fine. Just introducing myself to you. It's perhaps we run in a similar circle since you're here with her.
I work for Mr. Atherton.
Ah, I see. All right. Well, thanks for doing what needs to be done, taking care of all of us, especially in times like this.
He's very sort of taciturn and holding his own wrist in a very solid and professional manner, trying to just appear wide without appearing aggressive. That idea of, I just have to look like a wall, I don't have to act like something's trying to kill you.
Cora will go ahead and then, I guess, continue past the gazebo, but she'll walk, if it's not totally
give you
insane, in a way that makes
I'll give you
her
this before you
presence
start to walk away.
known to Grace, and
I'll give you this before you even walk away. As you're about to step away and this little interaction has taken place, you do hear the sort of sharp but clear feminine alto of your Primogen. Let her through, please. wordlessly. He just stands aside and lets for you to go by.
I'll walk on through with purpose.
She turns to give you a small nod of acknowledgement, but she returns her attention to the water. You wish to say something?
Well, I saw you out here, and we haven't been in touch since the recent revelations. I figured if anything has changed for any of us, if there's anything I should be doing differently, considering my role, that it'd be good to come and hear from you directly.
Points for initiative. At present, your two stay the course. There may be an uptick in what you already do, but not an immediate change of what is expected.
Certainly. I think I'd like to arrange for some more training with Nina, too, if that doesn't impose too much on her time. Just to make sure that I'm safe.
She will step a little bit closer to the sort of edge overlooking the water. She doesn't quite lean against it as much as a little bit of the power pose, or forearm against the post, sort of bringing you a little bit closer away from the mouth of the gazebo and the small spattering of people there. What in particular?
I guess weapon self-defense something, or another go at Bethesda if I have to. That might be too much. I only just started to learn about all of that. But I think that I should keep every means in my back pocket, right? So more and more, I'm having to acknowledge that we exist in a dangerous world. And I do a lot of runs out on my own, so.
Are you familiar with any weapon?
Cora imagines or remembers a sword for a moment and then goes, nothing that I've ever handled, no.
So it's all academic.
That's right.
What would you like to learn? Do keep in mind, whatever it is must be practical.
Then, I suppose, yeah, just a gun or something.
Gun, bat, what are we talking about?
Well, that would be practical, right? It's, egg, brass knuckles. I know a little bit of combatives.
Brass knuckles are cute. But unless they're behind, or rather propelled by the might of someone like a Bruja, you might as well be throwing wet clay at them.
Then let's stick to firearms of whatever Nina knows best.
guns and fire.
Okay. I have experience with fire, right? So at least one time. But anyway.
Learn something sharp.
Okay.
Nothing is quite as sure as removing a head.
So I have to admit, there was a particular sword that came to mind when you first asked me, but that didn't seem practical, so I hesitated.
It isn't practical, and stop hesitating.
But surely you weren't out here to talk to me about this. And
I'll decide
Cora's
my
gonna
own
turn
business.
her attention to the water for a minute.
She will say, I'll decide my own business.
Okay. Of course, of course.
There are a variety of things that are practical to carry that are not a sword that will still decollate an aggressor. Or keep a sword in your car and hope no one looks into it.
So then, with the parasol, is she holding it in a way that would suggest some prior experience with pointy weaponry?
So, Cora is a continental European and a metropolitan one at that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that she is used to a certain amount of mid/upper crust?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. But
Has she
given
ever
her job,
seen fencers before within either a saber or an EP or a foil?
she has.
She's standing in such a way that while she is leaning with the forearm against the vertical beam, the way that her hands tend to rest on the parasol is much the same way that someone would downcast a sword and rest their palms on a pommel.
So then, if I'm not going to hesitate, and you're deciding your business tonight, and this is what we're talking about, instead of learning from Nina, could I learn from you?
And what exactly is it that you would be looking to learn?
Just the way you're standing just now with the parasol, it makes me think fencing, maybe? Something that you've done before?
There's a wisp of a smile that creeps across her features. Perceptive. But obviously, not here.
Of course.
She cants her head slightly. You've been gone from your friends for some time now.
I'm sure they're involved in whatever it is we're up to tonight. So, they won't miss me too terribly, but I should be going, yes.
Good evening, Violante.
Miss Wofford.
And as you see yourself out, we are going to pan over to the dock crew for just a moment.
She's doing great. I'm sure she's doing great.
Yep, I'm sure it's fine. It's good to be brave.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she's in a different situation than you are with your primogen, so it's a little scarier. Right?
Slow head turn from Chris.
No? We all live together. Sort of.
Do you think that makes it better or worse?
Good point. Good point.
Because he's not just the primogen.
That's true. I still think it's good that she is being brave.
Oh, hey, she finally got into it.
That's actually wild.
Sorry. So no graphics.
Yeah, no graphics?
What games you got?
You got any games on your computer?
Yeah, Counter-Strike.
This is not my gaming computer.
Oh.
I got a much better setup for that.
Oh, okay.
I think I can't tell if Ellie's embarrassed or wants to brag.
You could show us a picture. We could rate your setup.
Anyway, here is the tracking information. As you can see,
Oh, they
I
got
have
that ghetto battle station at home, don't they?
they got the they got the dings here. So we basically have it so the tracker goes off every hour to 2 hours. So with that, I can get a pretty good sense of where our friend has been frequenting most often, and then we can map it out from there.
Then the next step is...
Well, next step is making sure this is actually tracking correctly, which would mean finding the gator again.
Oh. Gonna do
What a-
another gator rodeo?
What terrible timing.
Yeah.
I think for the sake of Wibble Wobble, I do want to have Cora walk up to hear Gator Rodeo.
Yeah, for this past like 30 minutes, Ellie's been trying to get everyone to focus while everyone else talks about Ellie's setup.
Yeah. We were also being nosy and watching Cora from afar. Okay.
That's true. Yes. Being nosy in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm remembering correctly, Artem, you and Cora have already discussed the Gator Rodeo.
Yes, actually.
Yes. So
he didn't use that term, so you're maybe getting a different side of it now.
okay, yeah. So walking up and hearing that. Gator Rodeo. Okay, Artem.
Not a involuntary gator rodeo.
Artem,
All
you didn't
rodeos
describe it to me
involuntary.
this way.
That was not the initial intention of the thing. It's what happened, but
And you lived.
I did. Okay, so storyteller. Where approximately is the last ping I got from this gator?
I'm trying to think, because it was around Skidaway, somewhere along there that you had first encountered it.
Yeah.
If I know much of anything about gators, and someone's going to have to correct me on this, they tend to be vaguely territorial.
I believe that's accurate.
So
Yes.
the only thing that varies pretty heavily is the size of their territory that they patrol. And it does sort of skirt along that part of the island out into the water, so some of the smaller little islands, but it seems to be up and down sort of that area of the water without straying too far. Gators can sort of like go across the entire waterway, but very often they tend to sort of pick a place to roost unless they are getting pushed out or are getting desperate. They seem like maybe they have a good thing there, so they're going to stay in the same area. So you're seeing this sort of, best way I can think of it, I'm going to age myself here, like a spirograph dotting of where it appears, and it does seem largely consistent.
Faunafacts.com also seems to say a maximum size territory of a male alligator up to 14 feet owns about 3 square miles.
Nice.
So that about tracks.
Yeah.
So, Cora, upon seeing all these pretty pictures, is going to look at Artem and say, so, are you going to take a trip to go find it again now with this? Or is this good enough?
No, we need to make sure it's working.
Yeah, make sure it didn't come out of the gator, end up either being cut out of it, or if it somehow got into its bloodstream, making sure it didn't defecate it.
So if we find the tracker and not the gator, I think that's still a successful test. It just means we need to think harder about how we put it in.
Yes.
The important thing. Hey. Idioms.
Hey, don't call us idioms.
Yeah.
Artem's like actually thinking, wait, is that the wrong English? Hey. But yeah, no, the tricky part right now is doing this safely.
So, about that. We can fill Kate in. I think I might have found something out that could help us. Not for the gator, but for the gator, right? I told you I was going to talk to Olivia, Artem.
Yes.
Before everything, which...
Ghost hunt.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it's totally alright. You were doing what you had to do. And she knows that that's kind of a non sequitur for most of the group. But...
Takes Artem a second, too. He's like, right, text message, yes.
Yes, all of that made total sense.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I was able to catch up with her, and she can maybe help us in a big way. She can maybe make
Ow.
something. Yeah. So I figured I've seen the greenhouse and what those blue lotus flowers can do, and I thought, okay, maybe she's got like a sleep aid or something like that, right? Something that could knock something like this out.
Mm-hmm.
I've realized since, in speaking to her, that what I'm asking for is sort of a biological agent, like a chemical weapon, something that could take out one of them, could take out one of us.
Right.
So she's willing to do it for me if I owe her something, of course. But also, if she's going to be in on this and put herself at risk of making something like she's going to be making, she wants to know everybody involved. So I'm going to need your permission to let her know. And I suppose this is as good a time as any to say that we were all there at the cottage after our first encounter. We were all given the opportunity to do something with this. Well, we have to have an official list of conspirators, so now would be the time to say you're in or you're out, I think.
I'm fine with her knowing.
Okay.
I have to do something.
Well, I was just in this for the hobby of tracking gators. That was a joke, in case anyone wasn't aware.
Oh,
I
we
realize
know.
everyone else has to apparently understand my humor now. Sure. Seems like that's going to be we're going to need something to slow these guys down.
And
That's the best option.
I've got something maybe I can do, but I've never tried it on basically anybody, let alone something
Sure.
like that. So I think having this instead is going to be our best first option, and then I can just be a backup.
Is this the thing you were talking to me about
Yeah,
last night? Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, the thing. Wonderfully vague term.
I mean, she didn't tell me. It's basically all I know is what I just said.
So Artem, I take it you're okay with me sharing as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And of course I'm not going to leave you out of this. What about you, Chris?
We'll get back to that for a second. And she looks over at Poppy, who's taking a drink at the moment.
Yep. Hydrating.
What did you mean by you have to do something?
The emphasis is on I have to do something. Not like I have to do something. You know what I mean? Like basically when things are unstable like this, I feel that I need to take action. And this to me is an action that is going to better everybody's situation in, social standing ways, as well as we're going to be safer kind of ways. So I feel like I need to at least put my skills to good use, if that makes sense. Why?
Oh, I'm just... Look, I'm gonna be honest. Out of everybody here, you got it pretty fucking cushy.
Well, I mean,
why risk
yeah,
all
but
that?
It's cushy, but it's unstable, like everybody else's situation right now. My household is freaking the... it's everybody's really nervous. And also, it's taken me a long time to get to some place that feels even sort of stable, and I want to protect it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, whatever. I'm in. I'm bored.
A fair enough reason.
Okay. So we have most of us agreeing to officially go all in on this. I'm guessing that also means that if this is something that Olivia is working on for us, it has to pretty much be agreed that we are not telling others about this unless it's a need to know.
I think at this point, given the way she explained the potency of what she would have to create, that yes.
There's another problem there. Assume whatever she knows, her clan knows.
Right.
So should we not involve her?
Well, what
I'm
other...
just letting you know what the consequences are.
The way I see it, we have two real options in tracking our two threats at this point down. One is the original plan, which is to do the find and trap one and do a tracker. The other, unfortunately, did present itself with the more gruesome scene that happened that one of us had recently witnessed. Now I know Jethro and the others are probably, the Scourge and the others are probably out there going through the swamps, but I'm wondering how many are... I know we did a lot to, I guess, cover up the mess that those Sabbat made, but did they leave any traces that we could follow?
Well, you guys haven't been in the house tonight, so you're probably missing this. There's very, very few Ventru in tonight.
Does that mean they're cleaning things up, getting rid of evidence? I mean, obviously not like getting rid of evidence in a bad way, but making sure that this can be cleaned up.
Probably that or investigating. I mean, Vega's here. I didn't see the other deputies.
Interesting.
Who are they?
There are 3 or 4 right now. I think 3. Yeah. Rook, Nina, and Baxter. He's fun. He's an asshole, but like my kind of asshole.
Well, how about this? Well, we don't know how much Kate would want to tell us, but maybe that's an avenue there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that we have to do one or the other. We could pursue both.
And maybe they're nice and connected.
And frankly, I have to say, I'm not always one for the rules, but I was for a long time. And one of these pathways we've been given explicit encouragement to pursue. One, perhaps the opposite. Implicit discouragement.
I got that feeling as well. So maybe... Oh, Ellie?
No.
You were just making a face.
No, I was just making a face.
You just an incredibly flexible face. My thinking is we follow the Mudman lead because we were slightly encouraged to kind of use our skills. And I mean, I think it's gonna cross paths with what's going on with the Sabbat. It
And
it has to be connected, right?
It's odd that it's happening at the same time, or
Right.
actually, I don't know that it's odd. I'm not very old, but it feels odd.
Yeah, that's true.
But Chris, I do hear your concerns. It might be worth the risk.
all right. So we'll check in with our fellow Ventru and see her buy in with this. I need to work on creating some sort of injection device for the tracker that doesn't involve using a syringe and going on a rodeo. And I guess we have the assistance of one more Tremere in the group as well.
Well, that's what we were missing, right?
Yeah. Round us out.
So, would anyone in a minute like to go find a gator?
Do we have time?
Artem, do you have a little hunting party in you tonight?
No can do tonight.
I think right now, the question is where we'll leave it for tonight, given the time. So thank you very much for watching. Check in with Smoggles on Friday. And Martel over at Knights of Silver Moon on Friday night. But until then, see you next week.